Welcome to Startup Health TV. I'm Logan Plaster. My guest on today's episode is Marina Borukhovich, the CEO and founder of YourCoach, a company that joined Startup Health in 2018. As you'll hear in the interview, Marina discovered the power of health coaching while going through her own battle with cancer. Her coach was a consistent voice of encouragement, giving her strategies and tips on everything from nutrition to mental health. After Marina beat cancer, she realized she wanted more people to benefit from having a trained coach in their corner. So she built this platform called YourCoach, which really unified and streamlined the coaching industry. We'll get into all that, we'll get into her story, plus a peek at where YourCoach is going next. Stick with us.
Crazy.
All right, I'm here with Marina Borukhovich, founder and CEO of YourCoach. Marina, great to have you on today for an episode of Startup Health TV.
Hi, Logan. Great to be here with you.
So we'll get into all that you've built and some of your story, but I want to start by saying that you founded YourCoach, this company, as a practice management platform and a hub for all things coaching. And it really came, I know, out of a personal experience, your own battle with cancer that really inspired you to want to share your experience with health coaching with more people. And I want to just kind of go straight there. And I wonder if there were any specific aha moments you had while you were going through your own health journey that really started your understanding of the value of health coaching and what it could mean for other people.
Yeah, it was about 6 years ago that I was going through my own cancer journey. And while all the medical aspects of my care were very well taken care of, and I'll always say that I'm forever grateful to my doctors for giving me my life back, what was missing is that holistic approach. Nobody tells you what life after cancer is like. After all the doctors are done with you and you're quote unquote in the clear, nobody tells you what to do then. And I think that's when the real work really starts. At least it did for me. So in my search for what I needed, that's how I discovered health coaching. And we were living overseas at the time. We were in Amsterdam, and there were no health coaches to be accessed. It's still in its infancy, the profession, even now, 6 years later. So I had to take matters into my own hands. And that's when I became a health coach and realized what a great asset it is to anyone, really.
For anyone who's not familiar, describe what a health coach is.
A health coach is somebody in your corner that helps the person get to their health and wellness goals through behavior modification, listening techniques, interviewing techniques, and just really getting that person to understand what it is they need in their own health and wellness journey. So it's not somebody that tells you what to do. It's somebody that works with you to really understand what it is that you need for yourself.
There's been a proliferation of tech around behavior change, things like Noom. How does health coaching kind of integrate with kind of some of these automated programs that have come on the market?
I feel that health coaching sometimes is used where it's not really what it is. I mean, and so we've talked to a lot of companies a lot of startups, a lot of tech companies who want to utilize coaches, who want to use coaches for their solutions. And sometimes they think that a coach is somebody who just gives that extra nudge, somebody who just says, "Oh, hey, did you use the app today?" Right? Which is not really what a health coach is. It's a very poor definition of what a health coach would do. A health coach is a lot more proficient in that. A really good health coach really understands those behavior changes. And Noom has health coaches, and I've been in a panel beside you, and we had this discussion, and I really appreciate what he's built and what he's done, but I believe in the more individualized approach. Coach is there for the cookie cutter approach, where this is your 1,200 calorie a day diet, and this is what's going to work for you. And a health coach is going to make sure you adhere to that diet.
When I think of an individualized approach, I think of getting like a physical therapist or a trainer at the gym. And I think about that being like that used to be kind of an inaccessible service, kind of an expensive service to get really one-off care. And I wonder how virtual healthcare has opened up that access, has lowered the barrier to individualized coaching.
I mean, especially in the last year, right? Like, I mean, I know we're all tired of talking about the pandemic, but when that came about, everybody realized how important actual virtual care is. And a lot of those barriers, they did come down. And especially so with health coaching, where of care all along, but now people like realized how important that really was.
Mm.
So yeah, absolutely. I think as far as costs are concerned, there's a lot of different options to how much a health coach would cost. I mean, every coach has their different rates of what they do, and it depends how much hand holding is really done. Is it done through more chat conversation, or is it more video sessions? And again, it depends on what the person is looking for. There's group coaching sessions, there's individual. So there's a lot of different approaches that can be taken to really get that person to their health and wellness goals.
Okay, so your coach. Let's talk about the platform, what you've built. It sounds like more of a marketplace sort of play where you can work with a variety of types of coaches, types of approaches to the industry.
Yeah, so we started out as a practice management solution and very quickly realized what we have there and how much we can help a lot more people. So on the platform, we have almost 1,800 coaches that are practicing, and that's growing daily. I always have to check my numbers when we have conversations. And each one of those coaches has a niche specialty. So a coach that specializes in weight loss, it could be different for you and it could be different for me, because both of us may need that for different goals. I may want to lose weight because of my hormone imbalance, and you may want to lose weight because you're training for a marathon, right? So it's different for everybody. And each coach on the platform has that unique specialty to work with that specific person. So while we started out as a practice management solution, we are that marketplace. First and foremost, coaches bring their own clients onto the platform and they work with them. They get to learn the platform in that way, and we get to understand what it is that they're really great at. And then we came out of our business model stealth mode about a month ago. Okay. Where we're now offering health coaching to small and medium-sized businesses and teams. And we match the talent with the practicing coaches on the platform, because we understand what they're great at and therefore create individualized programs for what these people need.
What are some of the incentives for employers to get into this? I understand if I want to lose weight or get fit, but talk to me about why you're going to employers.
A healthier is a happier workforce at the end of the day. I mean, if anything, 2020 broader focus is people are overeating, they're undereating, there's stress, there's anxiety. These work and home lines are blurred. People are at home, but they're working. Nobody's really sure about what's going on. And even though there's a lot of telehealth solutions are available, doctors only have a certain amount of time that they can spend with you. Therapists only have a certain number of time they can spend with you. A health coach is somebody that's in your corner. It's an ongoing relationship. It's not a one-off. It's something that just keeps going to get you to that point where you need to be. And as people, we ebb and flow all the time. So something I may need today may be different than something I may need tomorrow. And that's why, because there's so many different coaches on the platform, that's why we can bring them in and out of this program to really get to what the person needs. So why do employers need it? Because you want to keep your team happy. You want to make sure that your people perform at their best. You want to make sure that they're healthy, that it's preventive care. You want to take care of all of that.
It makes perfect sense. And that high touch service is highly valued. The idea of knowing that there's someone who knows you and is in your corner versus just something that's automated, a text alert that I'm getting. Very different sort of feel. I wonder if you feel like, you mentioned the pandemic and people working from home, struggling with work-life balance. I've got 2 little kids at home. I wonder if you feel like the coaching, there's a lot of fundamentals of coaching and fundamentals of living a healthy life. If you feel like some of the fundamental advice being given out has shifted due to the pandemic, like are there new trends in how people are being guided to thrive in this setting?
I think so. I think people are being told more to pace themselves, that it's not a race, because we've all been in this rat race all along. And if anything good came out of the pandemic is to just sit back and to kind of reevaluate your priorities and to reevaluate your life. And I mean, it's terrible that that's what it took for us to do that. But I think as as a nation, as people, as a society, that's what we came to. And that's kind of been the ongoing advice, is to just step back, just reevaluate what your priorities in life are, and just to work on those and to pace yourself.
What I love about that insight is that it's a uniquely human response. The fact that you're enabling coaches to give more personalized service allows somebody to really look at someone's life and say, slowing down is okay. That would be a difficult sort of line of advice to automate.
Yeah.
That takes insight, right?
Absolutely. And it's not so much as advice, right? What a really great coach is really great at is asking a lot of questions to get you to come to that point yourself.
Got it.
It's asking all the right questions to where you say, you know what, I have been running on empty and it doesn't serve anyone. So maybe it is time for me to step back. And the coach is there to support you and to figure out what tools they can give you in order to do that. I mean, and digital therapies, it's a great asset as well. So in our toolbox on the platform, we do have partnerships with digital therapies companies where coaches can offer that as something to the clients that they're working with. I think the combination of both is wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's the secret sauce.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I know you're a bit of a global citizen. You're born in Belarus, raised in the US, an expat in Europe for more than a decade.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that gave you a unique perspective on starting a health tech company? What did that help you bring to the table?
I think having lived all over the world and having experienced and just talked to people all walks of life, I realized that a common thread is missing. For my cancer, I was treated in Amsterdam. My health history is still in US from my family doctor that I've been working with. I've had my thyroid removed when I lived in Germany. And all of that is all over the world. But what a common thread is a health coach that I've been working with and that understands where I've been, where I am, and where I'm going, regardless of where all my medical issues took place. So it's just tying that all together.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And the coach there helping be that node. You said that you've got 1,800 coaches on the platform. In some ways, that's a lot. In some ways, that's just, a tip of the iceberg, right? So talk to me about how you see, and you said it's a relatively early industry. In terms of people's understanding of it. And I would agree. Where do you see this going in terms of the market potential?
There's over 100 health coaching schools right now. I think there was over 130 last time we did a market search, and they keep popping up, right? So I think the key is to really identify what these great coaches are. And that's not always just the certification. That's why it's really important for them to practice in the platform and for us to understand what the coaches are capable of in real world, what their client outcomes are, how happy their clients are with reaching their goals. There are certifying bodies like the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaches. So they're taking really, really great steps and leaps and bounds to get the profession legitimized, because even now, coaching is still seemed like maybe like a little bit of a voodoo science, just because anybody who sells a product is allowed to call themselves a health coach. There's somebody who sells a greens powder. They say, I'm a coach, come to me. So we need to legitimize this. And that's why what we're doing, just kind of what you guys are doing at StartUpHealth with the Transformer Army, we started our own health coaching revolution. And we're telling everybody to join us on this health coaching revolution and to be part of our army. So, you're right. Our 1,800, it is a tip of an iceberg. We don't believe in giving coaches referral codes to recommend to promote our platform. If you love it, that's when you promote it. And it's a long game. And I totally understand that. But just like everything that we've built so far, I really, really believe in authenticity. It needs to be authentic. It needs to be from the heart. And, we have great ambassadors out there. There are coaches who've been with us, early adopters from the start, and who are shouting from the rooftops that everybody should be using your coach. And that's what I believe in.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing that prior to this, you had coaches kind of just piecing together their own system, a lot
Yeah.
of like just text-based or just piecing together different apps to try to make your business work. So like, what was that landscape like before you started to formalize the practice management piece of it?
Honestly, it still is that way. So a lot of coaches, they're set in their ways and they still send emails. People are still faxing, believe it or not. I mean, my mind was blown, right? They're using Zoom and Meets and different messenger apps, and it's a lot of extra noise. So we've been talking about it's this conversion cost, right? Like if something works for them, it works for them. But we're trying to show that even though it's a little harder to convert all your workflows right away, there's a lot of benefit to it in the long run. And we work with coaches to convert those workflows, and they've been coming to us. And I mean, you would be shocked if I told you how many places they keep all of their stuff. And once we show them how simplified it is, and we actually do it for them on the back end, their mind is blown because they see how much easier everything is. But we're set in our ways, right? So
Yeah. It's a long game, like you said.
Yeah.
It's a long game, and people are coming to the realization that they need this kind of help, and that's going to be a long game as well. But I do think that you're perfectly positioned in sort of the zeitgeist of understanding we need this kind of personalized help. So that's going to be an awakening as well. That's going to be very interesting to watch. Last question for you. What are you most excited about for what's next with your coach? You mentioned the employer piece that you rolled out about a month ago, which is exciting. But as you look to the next year, what are you most excited about?
It's all about happy and healthy humans for us. So the more lives we reach, the more lives we're able to help. That's what I'm really excited about. So I'm excited to bring our offering to as many people as possible. I'm excited for people to learn about health coaching and understand the value of it. We have a lot of things in a pipeline. We have a lot of really exciting things that I can't wait to talk about a little bit sooner. But just a hint, we are going to start moving a lot faster.
Nice. I lied. New last question. You mentioned happy humans. It's a term I've seen on your website that I know is part of your brand. You went through a scary period with cancer, and I wonder if there are ways in which that redefined what happy human means for you.
Yeah. It's funny. I was having dinner with a friend of mine last night, and we're Russian, so we can't just drink. We always have to have a toast when we drink, right? So we're having a glass of wine, and we said to health and to the health of our kids, right? With this glass of wine. And I remember growing up, and every time, my parents and friends over, it was always drinking to health and to the health of our kids. And to me, that was always just something they say. Having gone through my journey and going through it still every single day, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about what I went through or what my family is going through or has gone through. And yesterday, as soon as both of us said it, it just resonated with us because health is everything. Without health, there is no happiness. Yeah. When we are healthy, when our families are healthy, when our children and our parents are healthy and our friends are healthy, that's the world. That's what it is. And that's why it's happy and healthy humans, because to me, they're both the same.
Beautiful. All right, Marina, that's a great note to end on. Thank you for your time. I'm excited to see where your coach goes in 2021 and beyond, and wish you a fantastic day.
Thanks, Logan. Thank you so much. I mean, this was so fun talking to you. And I can't wait to talk soon.
To your health and to the health of your children.
And to yours.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. A quick word about this show, in case you're new around here. At Startup Health, we believe in broadcasting the stories of health moonshot progress, the stories of the most forward-thinking entrepreneurs in health. If you want more of this good news about healthcare's problem solvers, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, hit that notification button, and follow us on social media at Startup Health.